So, respectfully, for those of you who are experts at this already, for those of you, there are some very specific things I did in that process. Does anyone want to share?
You introduced yourself.
Sorry?
You asked questions and you engaged.
Yes, sir?
You introduced yourself straight up.
That's right. So both of those are the key points. So what I did was I asked 3 qualifying questions, which is simple stuff like, oh, what brings you to the expo? Why would we do that?
Find out what they do.
And yeah, and it's an easy opener. You know, what brings you to the expo? Yeah? And what is an open-ended question? So they're going to give us some bit of chit-chat, and you know, you might want to do, hey, how's business? You know, again, just get them talking a little bit so we can find out a little bit about them, because one of the things Paul is going to talk to you about also is if you've got, what do we got, 10 till 4:30?
10 to 4, yeah.
10 to 4, you'll be bombed by 3, right? So you've really got about 5 hours, and you'll have to go to the toilet and have a break, and you're going to have hundreds of people, and you're going to have all the exhibitors there. Do you think you might want to keep your conversations pretty tight?
Yeah.
For especially the 100 lead guy. Yeah? Okay. So we want to be quick. It's like, well, you know, thanks, Susan. Just to let you know, what we do is XYZ. We're really passionate about that. Helps our clients do this, that, and the other. Could that be of interest to you now or any time in the future? Yes. No. Maybe. Okay? And then we go from there. When I learned that front bit off a very smart guy that I paid a lot of money to train me in a lot of specific areas, because I even do that in my consult. Why don't we have a meeting, we'll sit down, I'll share a bit more about what I do, I want to find out a whole lot of stuff about your business, we'll look at some initial solutions right here, right now, and if we can see value in working together moving forward, we can look at if and how we can proceed from there. How does that sound, right? It's the exact same script, but in a structured format, okay? So, helpful?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll get this script, and there are some bits and pieces in there that you can dig into, which is what I did briefly was, and we'll talk about it in a minute, is, you know, I call them interactive brochures. Not just take that, where does that go? But if you can have something, if this is relevant to you, something that really has that almost be like currency, right? Which is, well, you know, what I found is, you know, if I could tell you maybe the top 10 ways that businesses can possibly increase their sales revenue by 20% to 300%, would you have any interest in that?
Yes.
Well, that's what this list is for. So if you take that with you, when we catch up and have a chat, we'll go through and we'll see if there's any gaps, but I imagine that you probably want to sit down with that and look at that when you're having a coffee. You'd want to do that, right? So all of a sudden, this thing's like, throw all that, and I think I might keep that one. Now, whether they look at it is still the other thing, right? But if nothing else, we've created some value. So what I call, it's kind of like redeemable marketing material, okay? So is that good?
Yeah.
Could you, if that's relevant to you, could you come up with something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, if you haven't already. All right, so let's continue. I've got a quick question for you. Has anyone ever dealt with time wasters before?
Yes.
No offense to anyone, it's generally the guy with the pocket full of pens, a Coles bag, and he's invented new technology to fly to Mars, and he wants to talk to you about it for 4 hours. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll come back to that. Yes, sir.
That document you just had, I always would maybe just simplifying it to 1 or 2 products.
Totally. For me, my constant battle in life is too much. I totally agree. Totally agree. It's my constant battle with me. Too much. So yes, the simpler, the quicker, the better. I don't know about you guys, but I love clipboards. You know, to have a clipboard and say, hey, really quickly, so you've got a clean business, you're looking at pens, da-da-da, tick that off. Okay, you know, simple, quick, swap it even. You keep that, I'll take that. But all of a sudden, it's an interactive form of communication. And there's a great book you've got to read if you're interested in really knowing about modern marketing. It's called Persuasion by Dr. Robert Cialdini. Right? While it's very academic, he probably could have written it in half the thickness, but he talks about the law of reciprocity. if we do something for someone and we interact with them, no wanting to sound manipulative, but in the nicest way, they feel compelled to want to do something for us. Like take our call, reply to our email. It's just that little extra thing that we can do. Cool? Okay. So yes, simple, quick, the better, definitely. And it's funny you say that because I'm speaking at this trade show in Brisbane this weekend. I'm thinking, I've got to cut that list down. 7 points, right? Okay. So the time wasters, if they're that person, and it could be just come up here for a sec, come over, I'll show you. And it's like, she's rambling on and saying, look, well, clearly, you know, you're very passionate about your business. You have a great day, okay? Yeah. And we just move them on, all right? So I'll probably see a lot of people getting moved on. And the guy that pens in the pod goes, shit, no, well, talk to me. Okay. So how are we going to wow them, all right? Now, what do I mean by this? These are the things that are... Who's having a competition? Okay, competition, hampers, giveaways, discounts, you know, all that stuff that, you know, it's our attractor. You know, it's the thing that we do to buy our leads. Yeah? We really are buying our leads. You go and give a discount, you are saying, give us a go, we're going to try and, you know, invest this money in you, so that we can prove ourselves, right? So, you know, who's got what? What are you running? What are you going to have, guys?
Lucky dip.
Lucky dip.
I need businesses who want to supply some samples. That would be good if you know what you're talking about.
Yep. Okay, so other businesses give you their products,
Yeah, just
and
like
you give them away.
Fantastic. They have their name on it.
Yeah. It's great. You know, BMW they did this very smart thing, just like that. They decided to get all the local businesses from this dealership in and get all free vouchers and give some products so they could put a big hamper in the BMW when someone bought a car. Huge success. And they did all this stuff that they marketed to those people's databases and vice versa, but it's a great idea, definitely. So just see that gentleman over there, he'll help you promote his business, right?
Thank you for free BMW.
Now, the stuff again, and I want to say as an addendum is, do stuff, but don't kill yourself. You know, you don't have to go and give the farm away. I still truly believe right thinking, good goal, good conversation at the front of the trade table is the key to doing this, okay? I promise you, if you have a good thinking and mentality about it, you've got some sort of idea as to what you want to achieve, and you can have those opening conversations, which is, well, as you can see, this is what we do, this is why we do it, this is why we love it, could that be of interest to you now or in the future? If you can do that one thing, you will save half the time and you'll probably get double the result. Just because people will go, well, as this gentleman said, the art of asking questions is one of the hardest things in business. Because you know what we all do? We'll tell. Because it's hard on our monkey, you know? The monkey, don't ask any questions. What if they say no? What if they reject us? But to ask those questions, well, let me ask you this. Are those questions okay to ask?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just simple questions. No one would ever know. Top secret. No one would ever know that you're doing that, okay? Even in the expo, when you're all doing it, you'll all have your own style, I promise you, and no one will ever know. And people walk around and go, wow, I just bought one house, 2 cars, a washing machine. I didn't even need a washing machine. She's told me that. And I'm getting a new husband. I mean, well, I did that. And I've got an insurance policy for the husband. Now, I just want to show you one thing. Talking about having fun, right? I don't know if I've involved you. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, so how do I get it? Here we go. So this is Francesca Moyes. Is that how we spell it?
Yeah. Should
Pronounce
we
it? Should we there? So, admittedly, Francesca, while I'm an extrovert, she's probably at a whole other level of extrovert, right? She's at the epiphany of extrovert. So you don't have to be her, but just to frame up what's going on here is She's just having a fun game that she's playing.
Here in Las Vegas, aka Hibiscus Recreation Club, downtown
In Brisbane.
I might have a few coffees.
This is the security.
I'm watching. Why did you let him in? Roll the dice. Roll the dice. Go the thing of watching. You're gonna roll the dice, and you're gonna get either 25 or more. You win.
So you're rolling your dice. If you get 25 more on the dice, you can win a
But
prize.
I'm going to do this, so I still get a prize.
This is what we're eating. Okay, 5. Oh my God, 9. That's 13.
Very nice game, but I did win the first one. So,
All good?
Yeah.
Okay, so what had happened was I'd actually played it first and won, and then when we were filming it, I didn't get 25. She made up.